the law. And I think it is important that we start from the president, so that everybody knows that when the court speaks, it speaks exercising judicial authority, that it is delegated to it by the sovereign, which is the people. And therefore, I think the Constitution has spoken, because the Constitution itself says, the Constitution is always speaking. And today the Constitution has spoken, because we had so many provisions of the Constitution which were being cited by the learned judge. Therefore, we are happy to celebrate with our clients on this particular day when such an important judgment has been delivered by the judge. I want any of my colleagues to say something.
Let me add just two things. Yeah. I think for all of us, I think you can hear me. For all of us, there are two things to be said of this judgment. This judgment has restated the supremacy of the Constitution and the authority of the law and the courts over public officers and over all Kenyans. Let it be a lesson to anyone, public officer or others, who believes that they can do whatever they want despite the law, that that is not possible. Secondly, it has reaffirmed the authority and independence of the judiciary as one of the very few institutions left in this country that is functioning independently. And therefore, any threat to that independence must be defended by Kenyans for the benefit of Kenyans. And thirdly and lastly, I think it has spoken to all state officers and public officers that you cannot disregard the law at will. You must follow the law. Thank you.
The law society. Now, thank you very much, and I associate myself with the statements from my colleagues, Masina Orengo and Otiende. What I would like to add on behalf of my client, the Law Society of Kenya, is to celebrate the judgment, because the Law Society's main object and purpose in joining in these proceedings is to ensure that the rule of law is followed and respected, and that court orders are obeyed. What is important and significant is that the judge made a finding that there was collusion within government, so that even as Matiang'i was acting with a direction or under the recommendation of Kialangwa, the judgment presumes that Matiang'i knew what his government was doing. And therefore, it is important for all public officers to know, when you act as government, you will not escape the reach of the courts. Lastly, the Inspector General and the DCI have been convicted of contempt. That must have its own consequences, separate from bringing Miguna back. They must take personal responsibility and show the country that they hold their offices in honor, and after purging their contempt, they ought to resign office. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Viva. Allora continua.